everyone. So we've only got 20 minutes, so we want to make sure we can get through as much as we can and ready for some questions at the end as well. So you may already know a few of these features that we'll show you. There's a couple of new ones, one which is the manual table numbering, which we only uploaded last week. However, there might be things that you might not be aware of, some existing features. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to look at this first room, and I'm just going to quickly set up a theatre style arrangement. So currently, I'm just going to leave one chair there for a minute. Currently, the way we've been doing this is by using our arrow keys, our copy buttons up the top left here, and we just copy these over, and away we go, all well and good. And then what we do is we select all these, and we can just copy them down as well. Okay, so that's all well and good. From here, what I would normally do is just delete that middle aisle and select that and go delete. And now we have our chairs. So this is sort of the method that a lot of people use. You can select this chair as well, come up to modify table. And here is where you can preset your distances. So currently from left to right would be 5 centimeters, and then copy distance width down would be the 50 centimeters. So that's where you adjust it there. I'm going to delete all these now, and I'm going to show you a method that's a lot quicker. So by dragging out a banquet chair, which I've just done here, I'm now going to select that chair, just leave it up the top corner. I'm now going to hold down the shift key, and I'm just going to click and drag. And as I'm clicking and dragging, you will see how all these chairs appear directly on my screen, like so. And then what I can do is just delete a couple of the middle ones there. And now we've got our nice chairs there.
Dave, I might just get you to repeat that once more, just to show everyone the process for that.
Absolutely. So I'll start it from the very beginning. So I'm just going to drag out a banquet chair. I'm just going to put it away from my main function space and just leave it up the top corner. I'm going to select it. And now while I hold down the shift key, so I keep the shift key always pressed, and I'm just dragging my left mouse from top to bottom right. Let go of the mouse, let go of the shift key, and I can just sort of manually push that into an arrangement there like that. And if I've added too many, I can just go through and delete, and I can just go through and put an aisle in the middle there.
And for those that didn't see, you may notice there's an active counter that shows the columns and rows as you are adding the equipment to the floor plan. So if we take that first chair once again, we'll do it once more. You hold down a shift. You can see there it's showing me I've got 17 by 4, which is a total of 68 shapes. So as you're actively doing this, this is a real-time inventory count. So you can just go through exactly what David's doing now, set the number, it'll show you the rows and columns and your total equipment or the total chairs being placed onto the floor plan.
Perfect. And that's just not, that can be done with everything from chairs, tables, anything at all that you hold down the shift key and move that across.
This might just do a real quick one, Dave, maybe with a table, just the same process.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just going to come over to the right-hand side here, and I'm just going to move this. I'm just going to move this table over here, and I'm just going to hold down the shift key and drag my tables out. And there we have them there.
Nice work.
Cool. So the next item I want to show you is the angled seating or chevron seating. So what I've done here, and I'll drag out a fresh one so we know if we just drag out a normal banquet chair like we did before. But this time, before I do any copying, I'm actually going to manually rotate this chair. So I'm just going to put my mouse on the rotation tool up the top. And as you can see, I'm just going to rotate it like that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do now is just copy down using the copy arrows up the top. I'm not holding any shift or control keys down at this point. And as you can see, as I'm copying these down, it's just creating one row, like so. I'm going to select that whole row. Now, this is where you hold down the control key. So, but before I do, you can see all these angled arrows here. So if I hold down Control, it now removes those corner arrows, okay, if we wanted to copy on an angle. So now all we got to do is do copyright. And as you can see, this is now copying all those chairs on that angle there. And to finish that off, I select the whole lot again. I'm going to hold down the Shift key this time. I'm going to go copyright. Would you like to mirror the copied shapes? Yes. And that's now mirrored, and I can just tidy those up by bringing those across a little bit like so. So what I'll quickly do, I'm just going to do that again one more time. So we have our chair. We put it on the angle like I've just done there by twisting it here, or you can go up to your size and position and actually physically enter in an angle here. I'm going to just do copy down. That's now copied down. I'm going to select the chairs. I'm going to hold down my Control key and I'm going to go copyright. And now that's copying my chairs on an angle like so. I'll just do one more. And to finish that off, I'll select the whole lot again, Shift key this time, and lots of copyright. Go, yes.
This will actually replicate the first setup with the exact angle on the opposite side. So rather than having to take a row, reset it to the other side, reset the angle as you'd normally do, the system will do it for you. So whatever angle that you've done on the first arrangement, it'll just mirror it exactly to the opposite side of the room.
That's exactly right. So moving down, I just wanted to show you a Cabaret setup. So what we do here, I will drag out just say a normal round table here, 1.8 meter round. If I go up to modify table, we do have here, so sure, we know that we can select 6 seats or however many seats you want to use. In this case, I'm going to do 7. I'm now going to click the Cabaret style button. And as you can see, my table has turned into a Cabaret. And while I'm there, I might just rotate this 90 degrees. So I can put my mouse over here and type in 90 and go enter. And now I have my table facing this way. And let's say that we wanted to increase the spacing. So for example, I might bring that, say, back down to 6. Okay, but I want to increase the spacing between the chairs. So under spacing level, okay, I then just move that down to 10. And now that's giving me a nice spacing level there as well. And from there, I can just, again, use my copy and copy those across and bring them down as well. Okay. Oops, I had the stage down the wrong end anyway. Okay, so what I'm going to move.
I do have a quick question.
Sure.
So Renee has just sent a question. So this is a new product review for her.
Yes.
So she's just assuming it's set up. You put in the specs for the room and any associated furniture. So that's right, Renee. Oh, Jay's just answered. Basically, you can send us your files, your vector PDFs for your venue. We can then actually bring them into the system and set that up for you, including any custom images. We do have around, how many images do we have, David?
We've got thousands of the shapes on the left-hand side here. However, what we do is, yes, you have your favorites here that you can drag and drop many of your shapes into your favorites and create your own custom library.
Dave, and I think that's probably one of the questions that Renee's alluding to. So Renee, for example, if you create a table and you want to change the defaults, so for example, Dave, I'll get you to run back to that round table.
Sure.
And if you have a look at a round table, for example, and we just change maybe the parameters on this one. So you might choose your distance and your angle or whatever it may be. Now, you can always, if that's then your default custom, you can drag that back to your favorites. So you'll see on the left, you've got your favorites tab in your shapes there. So you can just, for example, Dave will go in. So he's just changing the defaults. Now, what we can do is then you can then drag that back into your favorite stencil. So these favorites ends up being really customized to you and your users within the company. So not only can I drag it back to my favorites, I can then name it whatever the equipment item may be. And you'll notice that we've got the tick box. So the tick box will show you, do you want to add it into the report or I don't? Because there is things that people don't want to show in the reports, but for example, this one would be. So if you just hit apply, and then just one last thing is you'll see the purple save button in favorites. You just want to make sure you save your favorite stencil. So at any time you can drag that new table out, it'll have your default setup and away you go. Hope that answered your question, Renee.
And to take that a step further, we did use an existing table and modify that. However, if you want to create your own, I'll just clicking the modify table button, you will have a second tab over here called designer. And this is where you might say, all right, I'm going to create my own special customized table we had built for our venue. It's 2.3 long, 2.5 long, sorry, and it's 1.2 wide. The maximum chairs that we ever have on this is 4, but my default is 3. I'm just going to leave them there. Maximum on left and right is 2. So, and I'll get back to those in a minute. But by default, we just want to sort of have it like that. We may also want position 1 of, as you can see down the bottom here, as I move the position of the chair, I want it on the right-hand side. I'll go create. So that's the table that I've just created, which again, I can add that to my favorites. It already gives me a default of what size I put in there, but you can change it to whatever you like. This is our outdoor long table. Okay, we apply. Now, before when I set that maximum number of chairs here, if I go back to my tables info, see how I can only set 4 now as the maximum, because that's what I set before. So if you've got other users, yeah, they try and put 5 chairs there, it might be squashy, and no, this will prevent you from doing that. So that's why that maximum is there. So what I might do now is just lead on to some table numbering. I'll just delete that one here. If I come back over to my theatre style plan, and I'm just going to create an aisle. Okay, and what I can do is I can, if I want to do some numbering of theatre style chairs, I can select the whole lot here. I come up to my numbering and theatre style numbering. Once I click this, on the right-hand side, we've got options for start. We've got skip numbers. In this case, I want to include the row letters. And I can also skip row letters like O and Q, which can be, mixed up in the theatre sort of environment. And I want to go from left to right. So once I click that button, as you can see, I've now numbered my chairs, and I've also got row letters down here as well. This also works for this type of angled seating as well. So I can quickly go through. Oops, I already had it just there. I'll leave all the same properties and just go click. And that's also added there. It also works for our tables here. In this case, I'm now going to use, I'll come back over here for a moment. I'm now going to number tables. We've done our chairs. So now if I just select all these tables here, I'm going to select numbering zigzag, table numbering zigzag. Again, I can skip numbers, or I can now set which way I want these numbers to, which order they want to go in. So I'm just going to start from here, and that's now numbered my tables across. If I go back and let's say I delete this whole row, okay, you can see my numbers are now out of sync. So I'm just going to select them all again, and I'm just going to quickly renumber them, and it's automatically renumbered those for us. And same with this here. If I go quickly and just click that, we've now got all our numbers done. A new feature is part of table numbering is table number for manual numbering tables. So if I come over here, for example,
I think it was released only this week, wasn't it, David?
Only, yeah, well, it was sort of nighttime, maybe Friday last week, something like that, or over the weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's only very fresh. So you may find that with some of your tables, and I'm just going to hold the control key and just sort of just copy these down here a little bit, just sort of get them out of the way, because you'll see why in a minute. I now want to manually number these tables, because the direction of those tables
Actually,
with a zigzag.
Sorry, Dave. We might just go back one step for those that don't know. An easy way to copy a table is you can grab any table that's on there. And if you move it before you let go of the mouse, if you hold down the control key, which is the bottom left key on your keyboard, it'll actually keep the original table where it is and then copy the new table to that location. So normally you might use the copy buttons at the top, copy left, copy right. But if you really want to move it into a non-specific area in the room, you just simply move the table. Before you let go of that table, just make sure you add the control key. The control key is actually a shortcut to kind of like a plus button. It'll add it to wherever you want to do it. So as you can see, David's got the cocktail tables now. Randomly put it in any location just by holding down the control key. Thanks, Dave.
No problem. So with our manual table numbering, I don't need to select anything at this point. If I go to numbering, we've went over the first two options, now manual numbering. And as you can see on the right-hand side, to assign the shape, click the shape, and to stop numbering, click close. So all I do now is I just go through, and anywhere I click on these tables, in whatever order, is whatever order the numbers are going to be. So I want 7 there, and I'm going to really make these random. Okay, I then close this. Okay, and now I can select anything and your numbering won't be affected. Now, so we got up to number 13 there. So if you happen to add some more tables, okay, what I'm going to do now is go back to my table numbering manual numbering, and I'm going to change this to 14. That's the next number. And from there, I'm just going to go 14, 15, and 16, and I'll close that. The beauty about this is it not only works with tables and chairs. Let's say we have exhibition booths, for example, and I can quickly just do an exhibition booth now. I'm actually going to create a rectangle, add shape, rectangle. I'll go up to my size and position, and I'm actually going to make this one a 3 meter by 3 meter. Okay. Now, what I can do, again, I can use my copy buttons, okay? But if I want to leave a space, a certain distance between these booths, because it's a shape I've just drawn, it's not going to be part of the modify section. However, I can set a distance up here. So I'm just going to leave 1 meter, 1 meter between each item. So when I go copy down, that's now left 1 meter across there. Okay, I'll just bring those up a bit. Now what I'll do is I'm going to select all these, and I'm actually just going to copy those across 1 meter, but I'm actually going to just drag them across like so. Okay, just remember to put that back to 0 if you're finished with that as well. If I go back to my numbering and manual numbering, I can now go through and start to number these however which way I want to go. Like that, and close. And to increase those numbers, I can just go select them all, go to my style, and I can come down here and bring those up to whatever size I like.
One little trick I'll get you to show, Dave, maybe people don't know that they can do this. So for example, David had to select those exhibition booths from 1 through to 4. Now, if you've got equipment within a room, it's quite difficult to select. You can select one object and hold down the shift or the control key, and it will then grab the next object that you put your cursor over and select. So a lot of people might put their cursor and try and grab all the objects, and it might, for example, if it's a stage piece with a lectern, you just want to grab the stage. You can grab the first item, hold down the shift or the select, and just keep grabbing the items that only you want to select. and then you can move it to a new location and away you go.
Okay.
I think we're almost getting very close to time as well.
Very close. I'll just quickly do a on our list of cloud save. So
and if it's okay, if anyone wants to put in any questions in the chat, we can cover that off at the end of the session. So
sure.
Don't be shy. Feel free to just post those questions and we'll make sure we get everything answered.
Brilliant. So with saving your floor plans, if we've just done our floor plan, I'm just going to go up to save. Okay. Now it's saving to the EventDraw cloud. So I'm just going to save this now. And I'll just call it A, and we'll go save. So that's now saving to the cloud. So to access this plan, what we can do, if we go up to our templates button, we can then go to our save layouts, and there's my save layout here. Okay. However, to take that a step further, if you come down here to edit list, okay, so this is where all your save plans are located, where you can do a sort by clicking these headings here. What you can do is you can do which of the users, you can sort by user, for example. You can do future events, past events, or all events. And the way you determine if it's a past or future is by adding a date. So let me just double click on this one. Oops. Sorry, won't be a sec. Just go back here for a minute. Okay, back to edit list. Okay, so I'm just going to add a date on here. So I've selected that. I'll go edit event, and I'm actually just going to put an event date of October, November the 5th, and go update. That's now added a date, which the reason why we added that, it's just good for sorting and working out, you know, your past and future events. From here as well, you can also rename that plan if you wish, and go update. So that's just a quick run through it. We had some users that weren't aware of the edit list, so that's where you do that. Okay, I think that's everything for me. And I'll open up for some questions.
There has been some questions come through, Dave. So one was about circle seating, which we're excited about for the next webinar, and also arc seating as well.
Correct.
So we very much used the technology that we built for Microsoft Visio for that, and it's a very easy and very, I guess, fun tool to use for the arc and also circle seating. So that's definitely coming. There was one question about PDF, and so we will check to make sure that there was no errors on the PDF or what that might be. So Angela, I might see if you can email that through to us, and we'll get that checked out. Importing PDFs and plans is no problems at all. So we might just check on that PDF for you.
Sure.
But if anyone has any other questions, absolutely.
And while you're there, just very quickly on the inventory report as well, by clicking the inventory report up the top here. Okay, this will give you a list of everything that's on the floor plan. So you can copy the report and paste it to your plan when you print it. What you can also do is, let's say, see these pot plants down here. Now, I might want to not show them on the report. So if I can actually double click from the report, and it will select all the pot plants that are on that plan. I'll just quickly do that again. So there's a pot plant, double click. I can now right click on any of those and untick show on inventory report. Okay, now that I've done that, they've now been removed. You may also wish to, so there's some sofas as well. So, okay, we've got some sofas down here that are just part of the venue. We don't need to count them. So we can, in this particular case for this event, and we can just show them as well. If I just now go back and select these pot plants, I can right click, and I do want to show them now. So I can just do it that way, and then they appear on the report.
It's also a very quick way to select the particular objects in the room that you would like to select. So for example, like David's just done then, from the report, it'll pick up where those items are on the floor plan. And for example, you may want to change the color of the table or whatever it may be. So it is a handy feature to come through. Excellent, Dave. Nice work.
Thank you.
Thanks, David. That was great. So unless we've got any other questions, I think we're going to wrap it up today. But please know you can contact support at EventDraw anytime, and we would love to be able to help you and make sure that we can give you the best plans possible so you can work and support your clients. We are going to be running these webinars every month. So if you do have any special other development queries, product inquiries, or there are certain features that you would like more information on, please send them through to support at EventDraw, and we'll make sure that we cover them in the webinar for you.
And I think, Mel, next month's webinar's got some really awesome features that all the users will get some huge benefits from. So definitely keep an eye out for next month's webinar as well.
Fantastic. We'll look forward to seeing you there. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you have a great day and you enjoyed the webinar and it was of value to you. We will be sending out the recording just in case you'd like to share it with anyone else in your team or at your venue, and look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.